The St. Augustine Center on Fillmore Avenue provides many family and community services, one of which is the only black foster care agency in New York State. Providing a quality family environment for temporarily homeless youngsters is what the St. Augustine program is all about. Program Director Annette Peoples tells how it got started.
The program got started in about April of 1978 under demonstration funding from the New York State Department of Social Services, awarded to St. Augustine to demonstrate that we had the capacity, the interest, and the commitment to develop foster home resources within the inner city of Buffalo, particularly for inner city residents.
One aim of the program is to identify the foster home resources available for placement of inner city children, which had proven difficult for the local county and state foster care agencies.
Well, I think part of what we demonstrated is that the difficulty does not exist, and we started out on that premise that we felt that the homes were there, but that not an extensive enough effort had been made to try to identify those resources from within the inner city for a variety of reasons. Traditional agencies' reluctance to enter into the inner city community was one reason. Lack of understanding of differences in lifestyles was another reason why a lot of people who applied to become foster parents were discouraged, because they didn't fit certain kind of middle-class standard that may have been in the mind of the worker.
The social factors that sometimes temporarily or permanently cause family separations also cause needs for youngsters that usually are not of their own making.
Child behavior problems that bring the children to the attention of family court, for instance, child abuse, child neglect situations also coming to the attention of family court needing foster home placements. Division for youth, youngsters who are returning from institutions back to community sometimes could not go back to their own homes.
Linking these needy youngsters with caring, stable families or even single adults and following up with many support services is what the St. Augustine program aims for.
First criteria that we look for is the willingness and an ability to provide nurturance and structured family-type structured care for these youngsters. There are New York State boarding foster home rules, I might add, are presently being revised so that they're a lot less subjective. We use those as our guide to determining whether or not the homes would meet the state criteria for certification. We have the ability to waive the majority of these boarding foster home rules if we feel that one or others of them may restrict a family from becoming a foster family who would meet all other criteria.
The critical link between a mother and her child is even further complicated if the mother is herself a teenager and a foster child. Assistance to Teenage Parents Project Director Yvonne Pruitt explains.
For the most part, Services to Teenage Parents is a program for teenagers, okay? And a lot of our teenagers ultimately put their children in foster care homes. And some put their kids up for adoption. How we tie in with foster care is that we do a lot of referrals to foster care and vice versa. They do a lot of referrals to us. Either we're referring our girls there for foster care placement or referring their babies there for foster care placement, or foster care is referring the girls to us for parenting and home management classes or for overall counseling as it relates to the pregnant teenager.
Services to Teenage Parents is a program that helps young mothers deal with their day-to-day responsibilities with the assistance of counselors such as Mrs. Johnson.
Home management and parenting classes are the two curriculums that Services to Teenage Parents offer through St. Augustine's School for the Pregnant Teenager. Parenting classes are the classes that are involving prenatal, bonding and nurturing of small children, and preparation for parenthood. Home management are those classes that deal with finances, budgeting, and to make the individual a more independent and self-sustaining individual. And that's how the two curriculums tie into our program.
Counseling and guidance by the center's staff gives the young mother a steadying hand on the rough waters that face all young parents.
Our counselors provide group counseling, individual counseling, and we have group counseling sessions. And they're geared to the pregnant teenager and those individuals who have become significant people in that individual's life. For instance, the father, the mother, other family members, grandparents, other children that the teenager may have. Our counseling sessions deal with the entire family unit and not just the teenager.
So while the St. Augustine program has placed more than 300 inner-city foster care youngsters since 1979, the need for stable families or adults capable of providing that temporary home for an average of 180 days remains high, as underlined by Annette Peoples.
So there is the need to increase and intensify minority foster home recruitment, minority staff development to be able to meet these needs in the child welfare system.
The center is always looking for more potential foster care families. So if you're interested, give Annette Peoples a call at the St. Augustine Center. We'll be right back with more of City Scene.